basement. He says he's dealing with 2 feet of water.
We've got a chest freezer downstairs. It's floating.
Weimer says a lot of food will have to be thrown away. Homeowner Rick Janish says he also has a flooded basement and no electricity.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker toured the area, urging safety and patience. House Speaker Paul Ryan, whose district includes Burlington, is also looking into the damage. For NPR News, I'm Chuck Quirmbach in Milwaukee.
The government's main wholesale inflation gauge was up last month after being flat the previous month. However, the 0.1% rise in the producer price index was relatively restrained. Much of the rise was from higher prices for services, including a 4% jump in the cost of investment service. On Wall Street, the Dow was up 20 points. The Nasdaq rose 13 points. You're listening to NPR.
Surely it's episode 100. It is, but my name's not Shirley. Big Red goes leaking, Microsoft's giveaways, Bruce's ethical questions, all that and more loaded, queued up, and ready to boot up the show coming up next.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, Technologic. Technologic.
Hey, Techie Show! Live from studios in Self Hall on the beautiful campus of Jacksonville State University, it's the Hey Techie Show. Hey, Techie Show! Now, here are your hosts in chairs that should have been thrown out years ago, Michael, Bruce, and the Guru.
Technologic.
Welcome into
the Hey Techie Show.
Yeah, Bruce is trying to trick me. Hey, we should have had Celebrate. I meant to tell to Guru to have the song Celebrate to come right in. Good times. I forgot about that.
Episode 100.
Episode 100.
I was trying to time at the same time.
Yes, you were, but I wouldn't go. I was trying to trick you.
Well, I was saying you could have went. I was grinning so hard I wouldn't be able to say anything.
Yeah. Well, it's time. It's time for the Hey Techie Show, and I'm Michael, and this is Bruce.
This is Bruce,
and the lovable Guru.
Oh, I'm lovable now.
You've always been.
I'm just kidding.
And people, I get compliments from people all the time that say, "Hey."
Get rid of the Guru.
Make sure that's
hold you back.
I love the Guru telling his stories, places he's been, things he's done. People like to hear that stuff.
People have cruise envy.
Yeah, people have cruise envy. Yeah. If you don't know, if you've never heard the show, Guru's our show cruiser here. He goes on cruises and enjoys himself.
He's thinking about starting his own podcast.
That's right. The Hey Techies Cruising Podcast.
No. Won't happen. Sorry.
Hey, we barely can get this one in every week, so I don't know what else we would do and when we would do it.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, well, we hope you are joining us for our episode 100 centennial mark here. The Hey Techie Show actually started on May 7th, 2015, which seems like forever ago now.
It does.
But and we've had to miss a few weeks here and there, as I've said before. But if you want to know more about the Hey Techie Show, and if you want to catch some of the background of the Hey Techie Show, and you're just listening, you can go to HeyTechiesShow.com and get everything you need to know. All the ways to contact us. You can send questions at HeyTechiesShow.com. But the best way to get us tonight is 256-782-5600. And you can be on the Hey Techie Show, and we'd love to have your call. We'd love to be talking to you about maybe something you remember about the Hey Techie Show, and we'd be glad to have you on, as I've said 3 times now. And you can't tell I'm begging you to call. I'm begging someone to call, right? Yeah. But how's Bruce tonight?
Exhausted, to be honest.
To be honest, he is. And the Guru...
I'm doing great. I was just going back to see how far we had show notes. I was off on a
we
Scroll
got
chase,
them
like
pretty.
alcohols. We went back June the 4th of
Yeah.
15 was our first one, so that was
Okay, that was
probably-
show
in
notes.
a few weeks.
That was like the 5th show, maybe.
Yeah.
Man, and I'll say
Anyway,
this about the
sorry.
Guru, because I know we're gonna talk some about the show, but started off he was just running that board.
Yes.
No, I started
no,
off.
actually, he started.
Oh,
off,
yeah,
he was
doing
just
the calls.
basically doing.
I
That's right.
started
producer
off
stuff.
where you're
That's
sitting
true.
currently, Bruce, answering the phone.
That is true.
Yeah,
I
I was
forgot.
the call screener.
I
That's-
forgot about
that's,
that.
That's what I got.
Notes, and he's still doing notes.
But quickly we realized that we could not run the board and talk at the same time. But somehow, over the past 2 years, and actually less than that, Guru mastered that and phones and talks.
Yeah, I know.
So he is
the Guru is
he
multi
is
talented,
irreplaceable.
No
If
doubt.
he's not here, you can definitely tell.
That is true. It is.
'Cause you're
It
like,
is different. Maybe a little more.
talk,
though.
Bruce. Talk.
Well, it really does help. I mean, obviously, if you had a lot of calls, of course we don't. But if we did, we'd have to have a dedicated call screener in some shape or form. It just wouldn't sound right.
No,
But that's okay. But that would be a good problem to have. Actually, we would.
it would be. But that's okay.
Yeah.
People
Well, anyway,
people rather listen to us just talk about random stuff,
and which
than-
we're probably
than-
going to do tonight.
then call.
absolutely.
So obviously we're doing something right.
Pardon me.
You're pardoned.
I am.
Yes, you said
Okay.
pardon me.
Pardon me. Yeah. But we are going to play later this evening some clips from the first show, and I've picked out a few, and we're going to laugh about them real good.
Sure we will.
I mean, well, I'm going to laugh because a lot of it's me at the first, and we had an interesting beginning to the first show,
Yes, we did.
and I'll never
I
forget.
kind of don't want to relive it.
You said that the last time we went over this,
Did
if
I?
I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
Consistent.
Consistent. We knew that already. You're consistent, yeah. Oh, well, anyway, I guess right off the top, and we probably bring this up some more tonight, depending on how far we get into it, but I got to tell you something. I've decided that I really wished I could send Verizon just a pack of Depends. Because I'm going to tell you, this is irritating. And there is a WVTM 13 news article, which will be in the show notes eventually. And but what really irritates me about all this, and it's not the station this one thing right here, this one line irritates me to no end. No loss or theft of customer information occurred, Verizon told CNN Tech. Did you know that CNN had a tech division?
Yeah, they're the first to get it wrong.
It's the
You are fake news.
it's the fake news.
The
tech.
fake tech?
Fake
You
tech
know what?
news.
Well, I tell you what, I should need to look their site up. I didn't really. I mean, it makes sense. I'm sure they have sections like political opinion. Well,
Yeah.
no, opinion, political, news, tech,
Fake ne-
opinion.
It's not news. It's fake news.
Oh, we're just going on.
You are fake news.
No, but seriously though,
But
Verizon did confirm Wednesday that apparently up to or 6 million customers' data has leaked online, and they're blaming it on human error in a cloud server. And what they're saying is that
wouldn't it all
customer
be?
phone numbers, names,
Okay.
and some PIN codes are publicly available online. You know, the PIN code is a thing you can identify that you yourself if you're trying to buy your
Yes.
product or
Change your
over the
plan.
phone or change a plan, even over the internet.
Yeah.
and here's the thing. I read another article. I don't know if it's in the show notes or in this. thing.
We'll worry about it.
We'll figure out later. But
In
it
our
was
30-second
it was on a Amazon AWS S3. That's
Oh.
S3. One of the
Yeah.
Amazon Web Services they offer. It was on one of their boxes. They say that stuff is like secured by default. That somebody had to go in there and knowingly open that up
Right.
on the web
They
server.
were testing.
Yeah, obviously. Again, test stuff should be sandboxed off the internet.
I agree.
But anyway. So Amazon, no, it wasn't Amazon's fault. Verizon, thank you for leaking our data on the internet.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I mean,
we really do. We didn't have enough to worry about. Now we got to worry about that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's okay, right? I mean, we'll just go change our pins, right? Of course, now I don't really remember the total number of Verizon customers.
6 million.
It's not. No, not the total. I'm sure they got
6
more than 6 million.
6.5.
Yeah, it was almost all.
It
wasn't all though.
I will say this, something I found hilarious, and I can't claim that I wrote this.
No. And you told me this already. It was funny.
They sure are taking the Yahoo security practices very quickly after acquiring them.
Yeah.
It's like, so this is how you guys do it?
Yeah, this is how
we'll do it too.
Well, you know what's really sad, though, and Bruce and Guru is going to both know this. The problem is we don't really know how long ago this is. Because a lot of times
That's
when we
true,
find
yeah.
these things out, Yahoo, a lot of times when we find these things out, it's 2 years later.
Yep.
Now, maybe not this one. I can't say because I don't have any proof. But that has been the case for many companies.
You know, they say no. Did they say no user data was stolen?
That's what it says. No loss or theft of customer information.
But how do they know that for certain?
Define information.
Well, that's what
I would say they're
the name and the PIN
name,
certainly
the phone
would
number.
be.
Yeah, even the phone number.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you had 6 million Verizon phone numbers,
hey, think of what you could sell that to.
Exactly. Here, robocalls.
Yeah, there you go. If you get more, you know why.
Yeah.
Okay,
but you know, somebody could go into the account and because that Verizon app you can't uninstall, and hey, where's my phone?
Okay, the data was collected over the last 6 months. Let's see, it looks like Vickery, Chris Vickery is a researcher at UpGuard, alerted Verizon on June 13th. The hole was closed on June 22nd. Like Guru said, Amazon S3 storage.
And this is another article from anywhere, I forget where, Mass Live. Anyway, Israeli security firm UpGuard initially reported discovering the leak, saying as many as 14 million records of subscribers who called the phone giant's customer services in the past 6 months were found on an unprotected Amazon S3 storage server controlled by an employee of NICE Systems, an Israeli-based company. So I guess they've since then lowered it to 6 million, but that's where it was, on a unprotected Amazon S3 storage server. So if you had called apparently in the last 6 months their customer service, you were on here apparently. I just wish Verizon would give you a way as a customer to know was your information out there, because you go, there's nothing. Verizon's not giving you no means to check that, and they know what customers were affected.
Well, you would think they would they know it by now for sure.
Well,
we're working on a month that the hole's been closed. Not quite a month, but we're 10 days today's.
Yeah,
12,
so
right?
I mean,
what's today? 13th. So we're less than 10 days out of the hole being of 30 days. The hole being closed. So, yeah. Well, when we come back, Bruce is going to talk.
Yes, I am.
And we never know what he's going to say.
You never know.
You better listen up. Call your neighbor. Call your friends. Hey, Techies Show.
We're just getting started. Plenty more Hey Techies Show for your listening pleasure.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked to you as it fell, and now you're in my
welcome in to the Hey Techies Show. We're going to get so bumped on YouTube.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. That's a popular song. We're going to tag.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's so popular they won't kick us.
Yeah, baloney. Sure.
Oh, Carly Rae.
Guru with
She's got her back.
Yeah, Guru with the picks tonight and every night. He does a great job, by the way. If you want to be on the show, 256-782-5600.
You took Bruce's line from him.
Well,
the one thing I get to do.
Yeah.
No, actually hearing that song makes me think. At our 3-year, I'm giving you a challenge. I want you to compile all the times that I've said Taylor Swift.
You better go ahead and get started.
I'd have to start now.
You may have it ready by next year.
I was thinking about her the other day because I was like, we have not talked about her a while.
Wait a minute. Say it again. You or what?
I was thinking about her.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
I was thinking about Taylor Swift.
That's 3 times.
Oh yeah. We've done it 3 or 4 times.
Will she appear?
Click your heels together.
4.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's been a while since we've mentioned her on the show. She's not been in the news.
I've just realized what this whole show for you is. A way to verbally talk about Taylor Swift, because your wife's not listening to this, so you can verbally come here and talk about Taylor, and she'll never know. See, I've realized it now.
She'll know.
We're just pawns, Guru, in his desire to talk about Taylor Swift on the air.
Let me see what Taylor did this week.
Oh my. That's 5 times.
I have. You know what? If I knew somebody that sounded enough like her,
get them to call.
I would get them to call. Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. What would you say if?
Lord, I don't know.
What would you ask? What would you if Taylor called? What would you ask?
Come on the show, in person.
No. Well, yeah,
in person.
And while you're here, throw a concert.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of problems with that. Number one, we couldn't tell anybody she was coming.
Oh, we couldn't.
Because let's face it,
I can make so.
There would be a line around the block.
Yeah.
Into the next block.
It'd make the line at the cookout look like
nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
For those of you local to Jacksonville, we got a new eating establishment, and the lines are long.
Yes, they are.
The only thing I'm excited about, I don't drink very much soda.
But
they have cheer wine.
Uh-oh.
I love me some cheer wine.
I can say I don't think I've ever had it.
I don't think I have either.
Let's go after the show. Let's go right now.
All right. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Now, listen, if you're new to the show, by the way, Jason emailed me today, and thank you so much, Jason, for listening. I wanted to mention that. I appreciate that. If you're new to the show, it's called the Hey Techies Show, but we get off on tangents and we have fun. And we some of it's just things we like to talk about. Every now and then we do talk about food. And so can you explain to me what would cheer wine compare to? Just is it like a cherry Coke?
Think of a cherry soda.
Yes.
But ultra carbonated.
Oh, okay.
So it's super bubbly.
Super bubbly.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
delicious.
I'm wondering if they of course we don't know. I'd have to go there and obviously, but I wonder if they have it where you can just pour it yourself. Does it come in like a vending machine? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, they've got it on a fountain.
Sorry. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why.
It's at least at all the other cookouts I've been to, it's on a fountain.
Really?
I don't see why.
So you've been to other cookouts?
Oh Lord, yeah. They're everywhere.
They just weren't here.
I'm living
they were everywhere.
Deprived life.
Just about near any college.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think Bruce must have been near a college to find them. Was what I was going to guess, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I've heard that's where they sort of hang out.
Yeah, I mean it's inexpensive. You can get your calorie count quick for cheap.
Well, okay. Well, welcome to the neighborhood. The Hey Techies Show, welcomes a new eatery to the neighborhood.
Yeah, if you want to be a patron of
if you would like to be a
WLJS, please
patron,
get with us.
That is true.
You'd get your money's worth.
That would be difficult because
it really would not.
Yes, it would. For them, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, because they are more of a.
They're not really a franchise. I
mean, but I bet you they
have some
handle a lot of their advertising corporately.
Maybe. I've never seen them advertised. I'll say that.
Well, anyway.
Of course, I don't pay a whole lot of attention.
So speaking of food vendors, kiosk and things like that, did you know that Avante Markets, they're a whole service payment kiosk, a company whose self-service payment kiosks. Okay, they got hacked. Apparently, the kiosk did, and even so much so that people realized eventually that things were not right on there, and whoever did it was getting credit card information and biometrics.
And what kind of vending machine?
It's a vending machine like this.
It says it's a self-service payment kiosk that sit beside shelves of snacks and drinks in thousands of corporate break rooms across America.
Yeah, see, it sits beside the shelf, and then
it's kind of like an honor system.
See, it looks like this.
And it'll be in the show notes, and it's already there. If you want to go check it out.
No, it's not.
No, it's not
there yet.
But it will
be.
See there? So that's what it would look like.
And it would just unlock whatever it was you wanted to buy.
I've never used one. I'm assuming it may be an honor system, like Guru's talking about. I don't see a picture of the shelf. But apparently it says on July 4th, discovered a sophisticated malware attack which affected kiosk at some Avanti markets.
So it's just a POS.
Yeah, I guess you could say it that way.
Is essentially what it is.
Right.
So it's the exact same as when Wendy's got hacked.
It says some 1.6 million customers use the company's break room self-checkout devices.
Yeah, I'm watching there's a video on their YouTube channel. It shows like this, looks like a convenience store with like these little coolers with drinks in it and other stuff, and then like shelves with stuff, and then at the end there's a little
payment system.
You scan and pay.
So apparently they can use a biometric verification functionality on the kiosk, and that might have been.
It's a wonderful idea. And I know we've talked about that on the show in the past. You only have so many biometrics you can give away.
Yeah.
And you can't change it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I gave my thumb. How about pinky?
Pinky. I mean, I guess if you get creative, your tongue print's different.
Oh, goodness.
I'm thinking
dogs have different nose prints.
I'm thinking that might bleed into hygiene eventually. I'm thinking that how did you read? Call the show if you know how you would do a tongue reader.
To open the door.
I'm scared to know.
Swipe your tongue.
Hey, here's another problem. Yeah. People who have rings in their tongues, might that get in the way and they might not be able to do the tongue reader?
I guess it depends on the sample size area.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just not sure about that.
I mean, like I said, you only have so many things.
This article is on KrebsOnSecurity.com.
Good old Krebs.
Yeah. So anyway, but there you go. I don't really know where any one of these are close by us that we could go really see if this is happening.
Go hack it.
Well, the reason I brought this up is the other night when we had the robot from White Plains folks on. You were back there trying to figure out if the vending machines could be hacked, and you had their manuals out.
I had their manual.
Yeah.
And there's a way.
See there? Apparently there's a way with these. But this is more, like you said, a POS, and it's got a full OS or some type of limited OS maybe on it.
Well, apparently like the kiosk, you can have like a preloaded card with money. But basically there's stuff this is made for break rooms in like offices. And you go up and get what it's like. It's almost like a convenience store. You go get something off the shelf that you want, then you go to the kiosk and scan and pay for it.
I know what I meant to tell you about this that I found interesting because I just came across it. It said on here about half the checkouts do not have point-to-point encryption. Nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, they got.
So basically, some of the credit card information may not have been encrypted in the transaction.
Yeah.
That's what that means when it
Somebody can just stand there and sniff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking
of dog noses,
they've got like a blog on there. If you go to their actual website, AvantiMarkets.com, three ideas to make your break room a hub of innovation. Well, how about securing your data first?
That's innovative.
We'll just put it in the clear.
That's too innovative for us.
Yeah, that's innovative. Don't secure it.
Yeah.
Why not? Everybody else secures stuff. Why not? We don't have to. That's it. That's being innovative.
Yeah.
We're pushing the envelope on security by keeping it open.
Well, and then we jump to this.
I mean, it's an honor system to get the stuff, so it's just an honor system.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's an honor system to get the stuff. It sounds like it's like the where you could pull back the sliding door.
It's not. I saw pictures and video of it. It's just like open shelves in a break room with stuff in it, and you go to this little kiosk and pay for it.
Oh, I've seen those at airports.
This is not an air. This is designed as like corporate America.
I've seen something like that at an airport.
This reminds me of something. I've never been a Simpson watcher, but one day I don't remember how I was watching it or why, but it was an episode where Marge, they were at a convenience store, and Marge was buying like a self-help book, and Homer said, "You don't buy a self-help book at a convenience store," and he went over and bought sushi. And the next segment was he got out of the hospital a week later. So this reminds me of that. You don't buy a self-help book at the that's what sushi. And then he was in the hospital for a week. That's about right.
Egg salad sandwich.
Yes, right. Hey, related to what we were just talking about, I wanted to get your take on this because a friend of mine actually does have an Alexa. I do not have an Alexa.
Oh, you just set so many off.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And he was, anyway, Alexa,
purchase an Echo.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to get sued. Amazon may let developers read your Alexa chats. This is a FoxNews.com by Matthew Humphreys. Okay. What are you laughing about now?
Well, another thing we haven't said in a long time.
What?
Siri.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about stuff we've done over the past.
Yeah.
Speaking of the past
100 episodes.
That's right. Yeah, apparently they're going to say, it says Amazon keeps transcripts of the chats you have with Alexa using your Echo device, and those transcripts only happen when you use the wake word to activate. Of course, we know that word. The rest of the time, your Echo just listens, waiting to be activated. Now, apparently, according to the information website and Engadget, it's those transcripts Amazon is currently considering allowing developers to access. So their thinking is that the developers may be able to build better apps, and that may mean more potential for sale. Apparently, it says right now developers can see how often skills are used, how often you talk to an Echo device, and your general location. Oh, that's great. There you go, Bruce. What do you think about that?
Surely this is opt-in, right?
What is opt-in anymore?
And that's you bought it.
Yeah, that was the opt-in.
You plugged it in.
You plugged it in. You bought it. You used the word Alexa, so that's the opt-in.
Yeah. And that by using the word Alexa, you agree to arbitration.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a good point.
All I can say is, it's if you're security conscious, I don't want to say don't let this kind of stuff keep you from getting it, but you should get it and understand it. And of course, when you're not using it, unplug it. But don't not adopt something because you don't agree with.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Would you consider putting a Post-it note over the microphone? I mean, I don't know what. Well, I mean, I see them all the time over the camera on people's laptops, and I'm just curious if you should put a Post-it note over the microphone. I mean, just curious.
They should have hard switches. Like
I mean, Verizon needs the pins sent to them, so or maybe they should put Post-it notes on their leaks. Maybe that would work. But Scotch tape? No.
No.
Yeah, my guy, they don't like any of my ideas. None of them.
Just saying. I have some of these things because it's one of those I want to know more about it. And just because I know it's inherently insecure doesn't mean that I'm going to shy away from it, I guess. But I'm also going to not depend on it. Or I'm not going to. I know exactly. I won't say I know exactly, but I'm very wary of what I say when I say and where I have it. I guess that's the
What's
thing.
your opinion on this, Guru?
I think it's just crazy. I won't have one.
Okay.
I don't want this thing listening to all my conversations.
Now, you don't talk to Siri that much, do you?
No.
But now...
Siri is awful. It does not work right half the time.
But Apple... Well, you know what? That could be this reasoning.
Like I have the Hey Siri turned off so it does not always listen for you to say, Hey Siri.
But I think part of that could be the fact that Apple claims it doesn't go anywhere. It stays on the phone. That data stays on the phone. And searches are...
You don't know that for certain. I don't...
Well, that's what they claim.
Well,
which would stand to reason why it might not be as good.
And they can claim it, and it may be the truth, but I just don't trust it. So I don't use it.
I don't use talk to anything that often. The only place I use it's in the car. Other than that, I don't like sitting in public and talking out my text.
Oh, I talk out my credit card number to it all the time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, all the time. Even the expiration date and the little number on the back.
Okay.
Right? I talk out all my passwords.
I hope you watch your credit card statement very closely.
Well, I mean, it's just like, some of this stuff, at least for me, some of this stuff is just common sense not to do.
Oh, yeah.
But, the reality is, now you get this situation where
common sense isn't so common.
Sometimes it's not. We get this reality where we find out that you didn't know a device you're using was compromised. Well, that's a whole nother issue. But you've got to wonder about a device that you know is listening to you. So, Guru, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, you seem like you're in another world there for a second.
I'm fine. I'm tired.
Well, I know that. On show 100.
On show 100.
And if you want to be on the show, 256-782.
5600.
And you can be on the Hey Techie Show and ask your question, whatever it might be.
You got to think, this is episode 100. We've done 200 hours on air.
That's right.
That's
right.
crazy.
We should finally get our pilot's license.
Sure. Wish somebody
200 well, now.
It takes 40 hours to get your license.
Well, see, we really should get our pilot license. We've had 200 hours, approximately.
Sure.
Well, now, a couple of those were not live. So we've had a little...
It's still
It is on air. You're right. Well, I guess they were all live because we were on YouTube. So, yeah. One way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, Bruce, did you see this? This is from star-telegram.com, and so I admit that I don't know much about it's the first time I don't think I know much about this website. So I'm just and I actually think this website just posts other people's articles because this
Reddit?
It's sort of like Reddit, yeah. This is McClatchy is the writer by Greg Hadley, sorry. Apologize, Greg. At McClatchy.com. And the headline is Alleged Insider Trader Arrested After He Googled Insider Trading, Authorities Say. So basically, the bottom line is,
did I just commit a felony?
Yeah. Apparently, he was already being looked into.
Yeah.
And they were about to arrest him for insider trading. And then on the in the investigation, they found that he did this, that he searched for insider trading within international account and how SEC detects unusual trade. Those were some of his search.
See, he should have just searched, what is insider trading? Then he could have just pleaded ignorance. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, according to the Associated Press, FEI, or it may be Yan, Y-A-N, although Yan is usually J-A-N. Well, it is. Although I say it Jan, but in some pronunciation. A research scientist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, apparently 31-year-old Chinese citizen, they are alleging that he earned roughly $120,000 last year from 2 corporate mergers. And apparently, CNBC reports that Yan's wife worked as an associate at the international firm Linklaters. Apparently, it's based in London. And it was working on an acquisition involving 2 other companies. So their thoughts is that he got some information from her, maybe not even with her knowing it, might be him just asking questions, because she's claiming that she didn't have anything to do with it. So, but here's the thing.
I don't know this man.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Who is he?
Well, you're married to him. But the thing is, you're being allegedly insider trading, but then you have these Google things. See, that's what I'm going back to. What do you do and say on your Google account?
Well, it's not private.
Yeah, I know. We've said that before.
Can't you opt out of Google keeping track of your searches?
Yeah, but it's going to leave breadcrumbs different places.
They would still be able to identify you based.
There's other ways. Google doesn't keep the information if you were to opt out.
Yeah, you can.
But it can be tracked other ways.
Yeah, anything can be tracked. You can even be tracked on Tor. It's harder, sure, and you've got to be a prime suspect for something that they're going to invest that type of time and money into.
Yeah.
It's difficult to be anonymous.
Well, what is your defense here?
What, for that guy?
Yeah.
I told you what he should have done is what is insider trading, and then he just plead ignorance. I was just making sure I didn't do anything wrong. Because somebody said, I was telling him about the deal that was going on. They're like, that sounds like insider trading. He's like, what's that?
I don't know.
That's the direction.
I just gave Guru the break finger. That's what it's known on the show.
He gave me the finger.
Gave him the finger.
He gave him the finger.
Hey, Techie Show. Be right back.
Don't go anywhere. There's more in the queue lined up just for you.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladiga Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Definitely gonna get taped too.
Welcome back to the Hey Techie Show.
Let
No, that's really seriously. We were talking in the break, but I want Guru to put that in the show notes this week if he can think to
I'll have to go back and find it. But go ahead and explain it to
It was a company, and it wasn't around here, but it was a power company that was showing first responders how to deal with down power lines, for one thing. But they had this truck where they could shoot 7,000 volts because they had tied into their electricity. It had a couple of transformers. It was like half, maybe 6-7 feet the top, maybe off the ground, maybe less than that, poles.
Yeah.
And then the primary and the secondary cable went from one pole to the other pole. And they had some grounding areas where they showed how down power lines could, you could get shocked or if it was on a car, say.
Yeah.
And how that it was very interesting how that they showed a snake could conduct it if it was laying on a line. Things like that, animals, mylar balloons, sticks that were that were not grounded yet, but were on the primary. Okay. But you were trying to get it off. You thought, well, I'm just going to get off. You grounded it, and it would.
It had a path. The electric. It was energized, the stick on the line, but it was not making any kind of sparking or arcing because there was no path to ground. But when you get up there and touch it,
you just grounded.
And then you get all the voltage.
And they showed these gloves that they use.
Oh man, yeah.
To work on the power. That was really one of the most interesting things because they did a small puncture hole. I mean, with a pin that you would put something up on your pin board at home.
Yeah.
Okay. They put it. They stuck it on the end of this pole, and they took it up to the power line where they would normally use these gloves on a person to deal with this, and it was burning that glove, and it's just a pinhole in one.
More than just burning the glove,
it was catching on fire.
Well, it was the voltage was traveling through whatever was behind that glove.
Correct, right. It was very.
It shows how they inspect them. They have to do an air test,
right? Yeah.
Where they'll put air in them and then roll, basically make sure that the air leaks out to know they're not been compromised.
Well, anyway,
the link will be in there.
It's worth the watch. You'll educate yourself, and you will.
With watching that, keep in mind, especially this summer, people going out to the lake, especially if you're around docks or even boats.
Right. Yeah.
Without them being grounded.
That is a good point.
I know one of the local TV
electric shock death.
One of the local television station ran a story a month or so ago about there were some deaths caused by people, power at boat docks. It's over in Tuscaloosa, I think, Tuscaloosa County. But got in the water and they got electrocuted, but not the electrocution that killed them. It was the drown because they couldn't.
They can't move.
Yeah. Yeah. Please be careful out there.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So, and if you own a dock, put a cutoff at the dock. Yeah. Don't put it back up at your.
And one of the most interesting things one of the things I want to add, I was telling the guys before we came off the break. It was interesting because they showed how if you don't have your generator fixed up right, if you have it plugged back in your house and there's a line that's down because you've got it on. Well, you could be backfeeding in that down line, and people think it's not on, but it is on.
Yep. And not just backfeeding like most generators do 110 or 220. They demonstrated how it could backfeed all the way what they call primary voltage, which was 7,000 volts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the lines in your neighborhood they call primary voltage before it gets to a transformer.
Yeah, it was fascinating. We'll post it in the show notes.
Yeah, it'll be out there.
And anyway, so we have a new segment.
Oh yes,
that
they did not tell Bruce.
That we did not.
We did, but Bruce chose not to pay attention to the group chat.
That's true. It probably was in the group
It was
chat.
in there. I made a point. I made a point to put it out there, but you.
Well, go on with your show.
Since it is episode 100, I thought me and Michael.
And this may not be an every week thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the genesis of this was me and Michael were talking before work one morning, and different things got brought up, and then I brought this up. I said, "Can you believe what I found?" And we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but we talked about.
Oh yeah, I did read.
And Michael and I said, "That's something we could do for the show."
Yeah.
So we're going to call this segment "Was That Really on the Internet?"
Yeah.
Question mark,
Because I
exclamation,
commented
question mark.
on it.
You did. You're right, but you didn't know we were gonna. The rest of
Maybe-
that got started after.
We just
that.
got to find some good little jingle music for this.
We'll work
some
on
little stinger for it. But anyway, so what this is, and we'll have there's a YouTube video plus a link where you can actually purchase this. What we're going to talk about, but basically what this is an item for sale called the S holder. S is in Sally. And what it's designed to help keep your shirt tucked in. So, those of us that have to, especially I have this problem with like dress shirts.
Yeah.
Keep them tucked in because trying to be professional at work and all that. But you start moving around, the sides of them come untucked, maybe the back.
Sure.
You kind of retuck it. Well, apparently it's this thing that kind of goes around your leg with
your upper leg.
Your upper leg. With almost like a suspender type
It's
thing.
like a garter.
But no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It goes up and it clips on the bottom of your shirt.
Yeah.
And then it keeps your shirt from coming untucked.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's got to be
for real.
uncomfortable.
This is for real, folks. And we got a video to it. And it's actually you can buy it on Amazon today.
You want me to tell you what would fix all that without having to buy that?
What?
A properly tailored shirt. And if you're a tailor and you'd like to be a patron,
and if you're Taylor Swift and you would like to call the
if
show,
you're Taylor Swift.
So yeah, and you can buy these on Amazon for like $11.99. Almost disposable.
I think they're called Jalinda garters. That's what I think they're called.
Well, it may be, but this video calls them the S holder. It keeps your shirt tucked in all day.
Jalinda garters, non-slip locking plastic something or another.
You can get another side that goes down to your socks. Keep your socks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You think I'm joking?
Anyway,
No, I know you're not.
but yeah, was this really on the internet? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So if it's been bothering you that you got this large collection of shirts, you don't want to get rid of them, but they won't stay tucked in. Well, here's an
Take
answer.
them to the tailor.
We don't want. What if you don't want to take them to the tailor? There you go. But my comment to Michael was that would be so uncomfortable.
Maybe.
Well,
I'd say pair it with a good Tommy John undershirt. And that thing stays tucked.
Tommy John undershirt.
Yeah,
I know
man.
what those.
We
are.
don't we don't endorse any products. On
We
the show
don't,
other
but
than
I
Apple
love
and
those shirts.
But Bruce does.
I mean, I have my complaints about that shirt, but as far as saying what it'll do. It does
What
it.
about that new Untuck shirt? Have you seen those advertisements for
Oh,
the
the
guy
Untuck It brand.
Untuck It brand?
They're
Where
designed
where
to
it
be
looks like it's
they're like designed to be worn untucked, but they're
Yes.
like button up dress shirts.
yes, the Untuck It brand.
He doesn't watch Fox News. They're all over Fox News. Just
Okay,
saying.
okay, great. I don't have this link, but you brought something
you,
up.
you quickly change the subject.
No, but you turn me up when you get a second in my headset. Okay, you brought something up, Guru, and I didn't know if you saw this week. And this will not be in the show notes, so this is just one of those
It's a bonus
off the
for
top of
listening.
Michael's head. You can look it up if you get it. We might just put a little blip about it, and you can look it up in your time. Did you know that Viagra and Cialis, I think is the other one, they are dropping NFL as ads.
Uh-oh.
That's
a lot of money. NFL's going to be losing.
Bruce,
probably.
they're pulling out as far as ads.
Why are they pulling out? Did they say why?
I don't know.
Wait, what'd you say? Cialis and Viagra
Yeah.
are pulling out?
Yeah. They're pulling out of the NFL.
Are they?
Yes.
Really? And
Yes.
I couldn't say what I said last week.
I knew you were gonna. Well, look, I'm being honest. I'm talking about the advertisement.
I was being honest last week too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, they are apparently so.
They're pulling out.
Yes, of NFL. They're not going to advertise. I mean, think about that.
Sales not up.
Yeah. Think about that, though.
Yeah.
Think almost everybody, when an advertiser gets desperate,
Yeah.
it goes to Viagra and those type advertisers. The NFL is having a problem attracting Viagra advertisements.
I mean, I think it's a household name now. There's no need to
I don't
advertise.
think that's it. I just think that's fascinating. I didn't. I heard about it this week on the radio, and I was very surprised. Well, anyway, did you look up Untuck It?
Big Pharma's pulling out. Yeah, I don't see what's so special about these.
Well, I didn't either. I wondered. I've been meaning to ask somebody else to look at it, but no big deal. Well, whatever. Well,
I mean, I like some of the shirts, but like I still want to tuck them in.
Yeah. Well, Bruce, I wanted to ask you, since you brought it up before the show, you were telling me that Microsoft has got a bunch of giveaways.
Oh yeah, man, giving away a boatload of books.
What are they giving away?
Basically any book. Let me share this with Gary because then he's
any book.
Any Microsoft book.
How to write Windows Phone apps because we're desperate.
It could be under the and more, but I mean, there's books on Azure, PowerShell, Exchange Server, SQL Server, all your Office products, Windows 10, tons of ebooks, and they actually have a link if you just want to download them all.
So these are ebooks.
Yeah, ebooks.
I thought I've seen this a while back, but maybe I'm just not thinking straight.
Yeah, I mean, tons of materials.
We'll put the link in the show notes to this. This is interesting if you're so inclined for this type of reading.
Well, I mean, if you're a sysadmin or if you want to learn more about Office, I'm sure there's plenty in there. I don't know what is all contained in these books. I just know that there is a boatload of them.
A boatload.
A boatload. I think they actually use truckload in the title of the article. So check it out. Free books.
Free Microsoft book giveaway extravaganza.
Yeah. Which I want to say I saw some Cisco training the other day that was like 96% off.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was like $80, and normally it was
training or a book.
No, training.
Okay. I was just making sure.
I guess it was all e-training. I've seen a lot of those lately, actually. I haven't bought any because, I mean, I don't need to. But I just kind of wanted to. I mean, I don't want to blow $80. I mean, but all of them are like super cheap. Like things that are normally thousands of dollars to go to these trainings, and they had like,
right,
here, get certified. So I don't know if maybe they're just pushing you to get this so you'll go pay for the certification.
By the way, speaking of Microsoft, according to what I've read, today is the end of updates for the Windows Phone 8.1.
So end of updates for Windows Phone, period. Of course, they're laying off a bunch of them, aren't they?
Yeah, we talked about that previous week. This is just sort of an update to that. I think it's today.
It's kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah.
There needs to be a third competitor.
I know.
Or else you end up with AT&T and Verizon.
Yeah. You're right.
Leaky pants, Verizon.
Yeah, leaky pants and liar pants. Yeah. Who am I talking about? Nobody knows. They're both the same.
I have something that
I'm
on the verge. It's sort of a personal story, but I'm on the verge of talking about it. I don't know.
We'll
not sure.
save it for our number dose. I'll give you plenty of time to contemplate.
Okay, so I think I can do it this way because I'm not going to tell you the provider. But
Verizon.
No. I think I'm pretty sure that at least 2 days the past week, my provider was throttling Netflix. And I mean throttling Netflix. I know I have around any one time, because I've checked it, between 40 and 50 meg download. Because I've checked it, and it's pretty, and sometimes it's over that.
Where do you check it?
SpeedNet.
You should try fast.com.
Well, I'm not finished. You always jump.
Sorry.
To conclusions. I did check fast.com.
And?
It was not fast.
It was 10.
Yep, they're throttling it.
10.
Man, AT&T.
I'm not saying, but 10.
AT&T, man.
Now, what's really bothersome to me, in a way, if it's true, you don't know. I mean, I can't guarantee that there weren't some other issue going on. There were others in my household streaming, so I can't 100% guarantee this. So
we say everybody stop. Just cut everybody off at the boom.
Well,
stop.
what I'm getting at is this. What I'm trying to say is this. That you always help me forget what I'm trying to say. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But I think that it's possible that it could have been actually being throttled, which is unusual because it hasn't happened. Oh, I know what it is. I don't have TV service with this company. That's what I was getting at. So it's not like they're competing in any way with me. I have my television service with another company. So they would be gaining my viewership in other ways.
Well, maybe they would.
Well, no, because I'm not going with that company for television.
They don't know that though.
Yeah, I see that. What are you up to, Guru?
Nothing.
Something.
Yeah,
we're boring him to death.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Well, I know that, but we're boring him to death.
No, I enjoy the banter.
The banter.
Yes, I did.
Oh my god!
You should have tweeted that.
I'm just at front.
You know, I almost did, but I said
I have a front row seat to all this.
You do. I almost did, Bruce, but then I said, it's just not worth it.
It absolutely is.
Not to me.
Well, not
it's
to me
just
either.
It's just watching TV. I mean, it's just.
I agree with you on that, but
It's not.
You're paying for a service.
I agree. I am, but
people would be honest,
yeah,
and have some honor. And
no, I agree with that.
Deal with this bull crap.
Easy now.
I agree there.
I agree with that. But however, I just want to iterate. I don't really have concrete proof. I have an assumption.
Yeah.
I don't have definitive proof, and so that's why I don't want to be accusing. I just can assume.
Well, AT&T, you've been accused.
No.
You need to get everybody to get off your internet and test it again.
Yeah. I'm going to get everybody off the neighborhood's internet. I need to test this. Everybody stop.
No, but people in your house. Get the people off in your house and then test it.
Well, he has a guest Wi-Fi.
But see
that
what?
Shares.
That's right. Several counties.
Yeah. Rebroadcast.
I have a repeater. I put it up on every other power pole.
Well, I don't get it in my house.
Well, I just hadn't told you.
He hadn't made it that way.
I hadn't told you about the SID yet. It's a secret.
Oh, it's hidden.
Yeah,
okay.
you have to search for it. You have to know it's there.
Michael's Wi-Fi.
He got it.
Come, you guessed it. Golly, I thought I was being more secretive.
You better
than
change
that.
it. Sorry.
Actually, I think it's FBI, mobile FBI lab. Well, we have our dose coming up next on the Hey Techie Show, episode 100. Be right back.
You've listened this long, so stick around for our dose.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Speer. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell unveiled a revised draft of Republicans' health care bill to dismantle the Affordable Care Act. The new bill includes provisions intended to bring both conservative and moderate holdouts on board. NPR's Susan Davis has more.
The bill now keeps in place hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes for wealthy Americans. Not only does that go against long-held Republican orthodoxy, it also goes against the party's original campaign promise to repeal all of Obamacare's taxes. But party leaders are under pressure to keep some tax revenue in place in order to pay for their new spending. There's new money in the bill for health savings accounts, combating the opioid epidemic, and helping states stabilize the individual insurance market. The bill would also now allow insurance companies to offer any plans they choose, as long as they offer at least one Obamacare-compliant plan. This has brought conservatives like Texas Senator Ted Cruz on board, but there remains deep skepticism among more moderate Republicans. Susan Davis, NPR News, the Capitol.
The Republican chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee wants Donald Trump Jr. to testify publicly about his meeting last year with a Russian lawyer who purported to have damaging information about then-presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley spoke with NPR's Jeff Bennett, who has more.
Senator Grassley has sent a letter to Donald Trump Jr. requesting that he testify in front of the committee as early as next week. Grassley says the committee will subpoena him if necessary. Following reporting by the New York Times, Trump Jr. released emails this week in which he appeared willing and eager to accept information from the Russian government that could have damaged Hillary Clinton's campaign. Congressional investigators on the House and Senate Intelligence Committees say they want to interview Donald Trump Jr., too. The president's eldest son told Sean Hannity of Fox News that he's willing to cooperate and testify under oath about his meeting. Jeff Bennett, NPR News, the Capitol.
A 20-year-old Pennsylvania man has confessed to killing 4 other young men and burying their bodies at his family's large Bucks County farm. Paul Lang is the lawyer representing Cosmo DiNardo, who was jailed as a person of interest in the case. He says his client told investigators where the men's bodies were buried in exchange for avoiding the death penalty.
We negotiated this outcome for Cosmo to be very honest, forthright, and truthful in what occurred within the last week and a half.
Cadaver dogs have found the remains of at least one of the men, along with other remains in a 12-foot grave on the 90-acre farm. The 4 had been missing since last week. The DA is not commenting on the case. For retirees on a fixed income, the federal government is out with its highest payment increase in years. Social Security Administration trustees authorizing a 2.2% increase for the average recipient for 2018. That's about $28 a month. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 20 points. The Nasdaq rose 13 points today. This is NPR.
Technologic.
Crash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip and zip it, lock it, fill it.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies
show.
Oh, there we go. See, I was setting it up, ready for you to hit a home run. Speaking of useless information that I'll probably eventually cut out the show. Did you know that the Home Run Derby was this week?
Only because of your text.
Only because of my text. Well, a guy who they call the judge, he's a rookie. He won, but he hit a ball for over 500 feet. One of them, or multiple ones, and they said some of them that he hit in batting practice were hitting the top of the roof at Miami Stadium.
Really?
And that the people that play there were standing there in awe, could not believe he was hitting the top of the roof. They had never seen.
They never seen it by their own team.
Never seen anybody hit the top of the roof.
Their home team obviously can't do that
in batting practice. And so
he's juicing.
Yeah, I forgot his age. I don't. Anyway, he's called the Judge. That's his last name.
Here comes the Judge.
But actually, baseball needs something like that.
Yeah.
They need some kind of big but they need a couple of people to be. I don't want to call them bad actors. I don't want to use that or the black hat and the white hat wearer. But a real rivalry.
Yeah.
And some people who love baseball, they probably already see that, but admittedly, I've never been a big fan, but I thought that was fascinating. I can't fathom hitting a ball 500 feet.
I used to do it all the time on Ken Griffey Jr. baseball.
Yeah, right. Sure.
On SNES.
Yeah, that is a good
all the time.
All the time.
575 feet.
Boy, you really weren't kidding when you had no stories, right? You that was not a joke.
Oh, I mean, I can probably pull up some.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, what about?
By the way, I got the one. I have a message, and from our main man Micah.
Oh well, hey.
He told us to. He said, "Congratulations on episode 100, Guru. Tell the boys I said hello."
No, that was very nice of him.
So thank you, Micah.
Our hats off.
We appreciate that.
Thanks,
the main man, Micah.
Former guest on the show and a guest host, main man Micah. Appreciate that from Maine.
Yes, Portland, Maine. I'm gonna make it up there one day so I can meet our main man in person.
Yeah. All right.
Somebody got to fund that trip. I need the credit card, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. While I was gone, I heard y'all talked about using the credit card to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made an
listened to the show.
executive decision.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen any bank statement come across yet for the Hey Techies credit card.
We got those turned off.
You were going to send yourself to somewhere to see Micah, if I'm not mistaken. That's what y'all going to do, a road trip or something. That was what it was going to be used for.
No, we're going to go to Vex World next year.
That was not it.
Yeah, it was. We talked about that.
No, I was here for that.
Oh.
We're talking about the week I was gone.
Oh, that's right.
You all were talking about you hadn't heard from Micah in a while, and you all were going to say, well, we need to take a road trip to go see Micah.
Did I say that? Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
and use the Hey Techies. So this is twice you want to use it for the same thing.
Well, we need to do it then. I'll quit asking.
So I do have a story that I feel like
please save us from this
discuss
conversation
for a little bit.
Yeah, by all means. Bring it up. Please, Bruce. By the way, welcome back to Our Dose of the Hey Techies
Our Dose,
show.
yeah. So this article talks about a person that has written code to do their job for them, but should they tell their boss?
Huh.
So a tech worker has figured out how to get paid for a full-time salary for only doing 1 to 2 hours of work a week.
Awesome.
And they're not sure if it's entirely ethical. So they work at a company that has legacy systems.
Okay.
Yeah. Their job involves putting information into a spreadsheet, and the worker is able to do it remotely in order to spend time with their child.
Yes.
But there's been a development.
Oh.
So over the last 18 months, they basically figured out all the traps to the point where they've written a program that for the past 6 months have just been doing the whole thing for them. So what used to take the last guy a month now takes them 10 minutes to clean the spreadsheet and run it through a program. So here's the conundrum. Should the programmer tell their boss? So the problem is, if they tell them, have they just programmed themselves out of a job, or do they get moved into something else and say, hey, where else can you make us efficient? So some of the arguments is, the agreement is that we're paying you X dollars to do Y job. Well,
right, exactly.
That's getting done.
Right.
And,
exactly right.
And that is part of the whole
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
This brings up something. In this day and age, in this particular job, I mean, I can see a few jobs where you do really one thing, and it's not putting that job down. It's just the way it works, okay? So I'll give an example. An assembly line person, okay?
Yeah.
They generally do one part or one
Yes.
thing all day long.
Yeah.
It's a hard job. I know some people that they work very hard at it. Okay, so that's one thing.
Sure.
But how many computer programming people do one? I mean, I guess there's a lot.
I don't
Maybe
know. I mean, well, this is the thing. It's a legacy.
One job.
Well, that's they work for a company that they work on a legacy system.
Mike, it seems like to me that.
Well, this is the process that they had built. This is the way you do this job.
I got that.
It's supposed to take you, 40 hours a week to do. And the person says, well, here, I'll just do this. And now this is to bring a little more into this.
Okay.
What this person is actually programmed they've actually programmed it to make a few errors. So the person that receives it will call them and say, "Oh, hey, I think you've mistyped something here. Can you check that?" And say, "Oh, yeah, that's right." And they expect it. They know that's where it is, because it can't be ultra perfect, or then they'll know this guy's amazing.
But now,
or gal, it doesn't say.
But now they would have to be random. If they'd have to figure out how to do it random, because it's the same mistake all the time, then that would be somebody would eventually have to catch on.
Sure, maybe. But is this part of capitalism? Is this a capitalist look at it? It's like, well, you've paid me, X dollars to do Y job. I've done that.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think they should pay them more.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But that's the whole thing. Is like,
but I can see
ethically, do they owe their employer an explanation? Do they need to say, "Hey, I just want to let you know it's only taking me 10 minutes a week to do this"? What do you do?
That's a good question. I mean, do you wait till you're asking and evaluate? I mean, what? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I could see
because
the serious,
you may be saying, "Hey, I have fixed this and now I'm out of a job."
Right.
You know, and there's plenty of employers that say, "Thanks, you did this. You're gone."
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that does happen, but
and you could say, well, then who would want to work for that type of company anyway? Well, that may be the only place that person can get a job where they're at.
I understand that.
I mean, you know, there's it. Like I said, it's an ethical dilemma.
It is. That's true. That's interesting. Now, the question I have is, you think that we're the only ones that can find this story out? It looks like to me a boss could run across the story. I know
they kept a lot of it very.
I realize they wouldn't know.
They've kept it a lot of it very generic.
Yeah, but Excel's not generic.
Well, you know, it doesn't say. It just says a spreadsheet.
And a legacy system.
Well, you'd be surprised how many companies still use
No,
legacy
I would
systems.
not be surprised how many companies use a legacy system.
But, you know,
That's
it's very generic. But then at the end of the article, I don't know if it was on this article or if it was something that I thought, did a human actually write this article or was it a bot?
Yeah, that is a good point because we've had an article that we've covered earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Not this show, but earlier in our show's history where we talked about bots writing articles. And
So,
that was a
think
possibility.
about that. Say I'm a writer and I can just program a bot to
I don't
write the
think
stories
it's
for me.
perfected as
Oh, sure, it's not
perfected as this sounds.
But if I could have a bot spew out a dozen articles for me every day, I could go through them real quick and
I think
correct it.
The place that they said that, and I know we're repeating some, but as I recall, what they were really mostly talking about is things like docket writers, where you would write dockets in a paper or something that could be programmed that was pretty much the same information with just a few details changed all the time, which is, I mean, technically that could take a writer's position, sure.
So, I don't know. I just found it interesting because
it's very fascinating.
I don't remember if it said it in the article.
Well, what would you do?
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Call us 256-782-5600 and tell us what you would do.
And remember, like I said, this is a capitalist society.
Yeah, absolutely. But
you know,
but now and you've already
the companies
mentioned
playing the game too.
Yeah, you've already mentioned the flip of this though, in a way, because it could be that they're holding themselves back.
Oh yeah.
On the other side of the coin, you could say, "Well, if you're this efficient with this, how about this?" I mean, I mean, that's a risk, but it's also a risk that they might
have a better reward. But it does say in there they're working remotely so they can spend time with their child. So, and that's the thing you got to keep in mind too. Going out and making a ton of money isn't everybody's goal.
Yeah, I realize that.
What they're making, they could be paying this person $80,000 a year, and they're like, "That's all I need."
Yeah, I get it. That would be nice to be paid $80,000.
Well, you don't know where they live. It could be high cost of living.
Yeah, it could be.
They could be living in L.A.
By the way, I just want to let everybody know. That the guru is still here.
Yes, I'm still here.
This is the quietest he's been in a while.
I wanted to make sure that
I'm just enjoying this.
everybody knows that the guru is still in the house. We didn't
Well,
kick
the
him out.
The guru
It's
is a programmer, so I'd like to kind of hear his side.
I just don't see how. I don't know of any developer that can legitimately do this.
What?
I mean, how can you automate what they're doing? I mean, there's no way.
Their job is to take this stuff into a spreadsheet, and it involves them putting information into a spreadsheet, and the workers
scripts can be written for a lot of different.
But a real developer, I'm not trying to discount.
They may have a dozen different sources of information, and their whole job
they're
is
not a real developer.
That they're not, but that's not their job. Isn't to develop; it's to compile that information, and they've just compiled the information.
Well, I don't know. Part of my day job, I try to automate and streamline and make stuff more efficient. So I guess I'm the one that causes people like this to lose their jobs.
But that's what I'm saying. What if your entire day was like you're like, well, I've got everything automated now.
There's something else to do. At least where I'm at, there's plenty to do.
Well, yeah, but what about this person?
I can see the argument there, but I don't know.
Hey, Techie Show. Be right back.
No representation is made that the opinions of hosts here are better than those of the average tech show, but we think so.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Oh, heavens. I was going to say there's a theme to his music, but one of them threw me off.
There's a theme, all right. YouTube is going to want some money. That's the theme.
Oh, that's going to block our video.
Yeah. They are. And the whole,
so
the whole 100th episode will have be quiet.
If you're not watching live or on the radio,
never see this again.
You'll have to
the
listen
video
to the
will be blocked
eventually.
forever.
Yeah, quite possible.
How many do we have that are completely blocked?
There's only a couple, actually. I think they only want being like 2.
Yeah, it's not.
We lost about 2, I think.
We used to not do the NPR before we came on. Yes. So there was a song before we came on.
Yeah, a lot of those got dinged.
But
then
then early on we decided we actually got some structure to our show, and we
that's a good point.
Did the news before we came on, and then we did the news at the top of the hour. You know.
Well, I guess we better do this now, Guru.
Yeah, I was going to say
we're running out of time.
We're running out of time.
Oh yeah.
We're running out of time. So let me set this up. We have some sound bites that Bruce does not want to hear again.
No.
But actually, his voice is not in here much, so I don't know what he's complaining.
What about, is mine in here a lot?
How was yours being here the first time?
Oh, it's the first show? Okay.
Yours is not in there, and you don't want to hear it anyways.
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll see there. I'm doing you a favor.
Thank you.
Well, this is me, and soundbite 1 there, Guru.
How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome to the Hey Techie Show. My name is Michael.
How you doing, Michael?
Oh, man, that was hilarious. When you said that, I just looked at you like,
that wasn't Bruce? I think it was.
Be great.
We're so glad to have you with us tonight. We hope you are doing well. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the show, of course, because it's brand new. So the Hey Techie Show is basically just a tech show that we're going to be doing news and
yeah, it's pretty bad.
We're going to take live calls we plan on, and also we're going to you can write us at Facebook. We're on Hey Techies Show on Facebook and Twitter.
Pin us a letter.
We have
the Guru.
We have the Guru as well. We plan to have news as well. We're going to be talking about reviews, but the main goal of our show is to help you with your technical problem. So what we'd like for you to do is if you can call in, if you have a technical issue and you can call in, we're going to really enjoy talking to you and hope to work you through that issue. Now, our number here for the show is 256-782-5600. That's 256-782-5600. And so the whole idea of the show is just to help the community hopefully be able to answer plenty of questions, have some fun, have some music, and probably before the end of the show figure out why we can't hear anything in our headsets. Maybe we'll technically fix that by the time we're done. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, but that's okay. We're going to just keep going right along.
That was the opening.
We hope you're doing great.
That was the opening for the very first show.
Well, I was going to say, in our defense, while it was so rough, Why it was so
bad.
rough? It was because
really bad.
because there's some technical issues
yeah.
going on. So
and we were. Well, see what is very important. I was doing that. Had Mike Stedham over my shoulder while he was trying to figure out why and what it was. And I've told this before because we did this last year. It was the Q button was stuck on the
board.
No, it was on the tie line. The Q button was stuck. They had done baseball earlier that day. And the Q button was stuck on the tie line.
Oh, man.
And so that's why we couldn't hear anything in the headsets. And eventually we figured that out. But, it was hair-raising. They got better during the show.
Trial by fire. They just throw us in here, and that works.
But what's really funny is the next part. So this is a – Bruce, I have to throw it over to Bruce because I'm dying here. I can tell that I'm dying even while doing it. This is not good.
Yeah.
And this is not what I wanted it to be, but I could not hear myself. Man. So I threw it over to Bruce. And all the while Bruce is talking now, Bruce is going to cover something that he's probably forgotten he covered. But he's going to cover something thinking I'm listening, and I'm not listening.
It's like we're here to do a show.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to figure out why we can't hear.
Oh,
and
man.
so, Guru.
What I was saying is the high courts ruled that the bulk data collection on phones, all the metadata that's been collected, is illegal. But what I find interesting about this, Michael, is that a few days ago, they also ruled that the FBI could collect the same data from
I know. I can't hear you.
Without a subpoena. Since it's not covered by the Fourth Amendment, since it's a third party that actually owns the information.
2 years ago.
As long as the third party was
more than
to give
2
it up,
years.
they'd get it.
Am I?
Yeah.
So you should kind of really know what your carrier, what their policy is on handing out that information. And we'll have a story later on that kind of talks about how some of this can affect and some of the things that are being gathered that you may not know that are being gathered. So what do you think about that, Michael?
Deer in the headlights.
That's I think it's a very interesting that
I had no idea.
We have some legal issues there, of course, and I think that we know that this has been a hot topic, of course, as you well know.
He is completely making this up.
Yeah, because I didn't hear a word he just got through saying. I was trying to work the board and figure out why we couldn't hear ourselves.
That's one reason why I'm running the board now.
That is part of the reason.
Miss Teen South Carolina.
Yeah, that's right. I just want world peace. I told you, man. Well, see, if you can't laugh,
why he said,
if you can't laugh at yourself,
oh man, that's hilarious.
I hadn't laughed this hard in a long time. Tears over here.
So I'm not going to do soundbite 3. Soundbite 4. Cue up soundbite 4.
Soundbite. Let's do the third one.
3?
Well, it's 3 is just okay. Do 3. It's self-explanatory. This is the first
may
question.
I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hi. I'm the producer. I'm the manager of student media here at Jacksonville State. I'm very proud to have both Michael and Bruce on the air, by the way. Thank you for doing the show for us. On behalf of the listeners, I want to thank you for doing this. All right, so here's my technical question. If you have an older computer, I have one that's about 8 years old, how do you know if it starts getting slow, whether it's just the fact that it's an old computer, or I have a slow internet connection, or maybe I have a virus on it somewhere? It's a Mac, so I don't know if that makes any difference. So how do you really know when it's time to maybe do a cleanup or something like that if your computer seems to be running slowly?
And we answered him in our own fashion. But that was the very first question on the Hey Techie Show by our producer and Mike Stedham, who I do appreciate. He's actually on vacation this week. And he's been a great friend to me and to us and to the show. Been very helpful.
He would be a good resource to ask how many shows at WLJS have made it 100 episodes.
I don't know. Well, and that's going to be a problem. Well, it would depend. I imagine it's going to depend. But well, actually, there probably have been plenty, but because some of the shows have gone a long time that are not student shows, because a lot of the student shows are only here for semester or what have you. So some of them have been some of the student shows have gone on for more than a year, but most of the student shows that I know about
Usually a semester.
Or usually a semester, maybe 2 the most. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. How long? So, anyway, yeah. But anyway, that was that. And then, of course, we have our clothes. And there could have been others, but I had to pick and choose. And actually, I don't remember playing this one last year.
No,
so this we didn't play this. So this was the close to the very first Hey Techie show.
Well, Bruce, Bruce and I have really enjoyed this, and of course, the Guru has been here answering the phones.
Wasted another
and
hour listening to us. So.
Yes, we're about done here on the Hey Techie show for this evening, but we want to remind you that we intend to be here on Thursday nights, and we hope you will join us next week.
Thursday nights at 7.
Thursday nights at 7. The only thing that will preempt us, obviously, is some games. We get preempted here for a game, but I just want to thank you for being with us, and it's so wonderful to have you join us tonight, and everyone who called in. And
feel free to drop us a line throughout the week.
That's right. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, of course, and drop us a line.
Well, you can't find Bruce on Twitter, but then you can't find Bruce on Facebook.
You sure can.
And you really can't find him pretty much even on our own website. You can't find him much there either. So anyway, but yeah, that was a fun night. A night I will not ever forget. And then it started a great thing for me because I really enjoy doing the show. And we have fun. I don't want to say waste. That's not fair. Spend 2 hours with you, and if you want to be a part of the show, you always are able to. And we've had some callers. We've had one of our favorite callers, Daniel, who hasn't called. Yeah. Tried to call weeks ago, but ended up calling too late on the show.
Yeah.
Needs to call back sometime, and we can talk some more gaming. That's something that he enjoys. And we've had a lot of great guests.
We've had a lot of great guests.
I think he was planning on building a gaming computer. Actually, I'm kind of curious how that turned out.
Yeah,
we've even done some Hey Techies on location, which it's a personal goal. I hope we can do more of those as we go forward. And we've I think me and Michael had this huge idea, but it just takes so much time and effort. In addition to the show,
takes a lot of time and effort.
It does.
It really does.
We're going to try to work on that. You may see us out and about.
Out and about.
That's right.
So what do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah, so what do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I just committed us to a lot of stuff.
Yes, you did.
And if it doesn't work out, you can blame Michael.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I'll leaders take the blame, so I'll be glad to take the arrows.
From now on, anytime I see you not paying attention, so what do you think about it,
Michael? Yeah, to see if I pay
attention. That's a real
deer in the headlights.
Definitely a controversial topic there.
It could have been about anything. What my answer could have been about anything.
That is a very serious issue. That I'm sure we need to know more about.
Well, I was kind of afraid to answer it because I didn't know what you said. I was afraid to agree to anything. I didn't know what I'd have to grant later.
I neither can confirm nor deny.
Well, we can confirm that was terrible, but
hey,
we're really
got to start somewhere.
I wished we'd have had video of that night because
that would have been hilarious.
You could have seen so much going on over the bow from my back. And I was sitting where Guru was, and Bruce was sitting down here at this corner, and he actually had the mic that I'm on, and so and the reason why I remember now the mic that Bruce is on didn't work.
Oh yeah,
the solder was broken.
Yeah.
And it wasn't till like that week that I came by. I didn't know about it at the time that it wasn't working. I got it working. And I've actually had it working another time because, we've had people in here that really don't take care of this stuff. So, anyway, they break that mic for some reason. They spin it around too much. But anyway, that's a sort of behind the scenes here at the radio station. But that was one of the reasons why Guru was not on the air.
That's true.
There was only 2 microphones. And the Bruce's mic was not working too well that night.
No.
To start off with, he couldn't get any. We couldn't get any volume out of it, and finally got volume out of it because when he first was going to talk about what he was going to talk about, you couldn't hear him.
Yeah. It's like I'm talking right into it.
Yeah, and so that's why he said what he said. As I was saying.
Yeah, as I was saying.
Yeah. So anyway, but there we go. 2 years later, a little more than 2 years later, because that was May 7th.
99 episodes later.
Yeah. 99 episodes later. That was May 7th, 2015, when the Hey Techie Show first went on the air. So, what's some of Guru's? Oh, I guess we won't know.
What are some of Guru's rumors?
Yeah, Guru's got rumors. He's got to get them in.
He's got to get them in.
What I'll do, I'll go ahead and comment. So, because I was not expecting, I thought you were done. So,
I pretty much am.
But it's been a wild ride. It's been very. I mean, I never saw myself doing this.
Right.
You know, years passed, and I was very shy to get in front of people.
There you go.
I've gotten better.
Yeah.
And this is kind of
taught class in front of people.
I know, but before that,
I know.
You know, it terrified me to get in front of people. I've gotten more comfortable with that now because I've done presentations and taught classes and stuff like that. And this, like I've told people, this is kind of our creative outlet.
Right.
You know,
sometimes I don't know how creative it is.
We're the person in our family. Oh, you're the smart one about tech. Hey, fix my phone or fix my computer. I think we all can agree to that. We do some sort of IT work for a living.
Yes.
So, you know, you would think the last thing we'd want to do is talk about tech for 2 hours on a Thursday night, plus all the prep prior to coming on air. But, like, you know, I'm borrowing this line from James Spann because he has his podcast every week, and he calls it his creative outlet.
Right.
So this is our creative outlet. So
yeah,
that's the way I look at it. So
yeah,
it's been great. Look forward to another 100.
That's right. We've had great guests that you've enjoyed. I know, like Johnny Jet.
Johnny Jet.
And then we had Miami Rick.
Miami Rick, yes.
Which I know was one of your more favorite ones.
Yes, Miami Rick.
And James Spann.
James Spann. Yeah, he was
James
the first
Spann's
one.
just a legend. You know, I mean.
And our local guests we've had on. Really enjoyed having the students on.
We've had the students from the local schools doing like the robotics, and we've got some more lined up. We're trying to secure some more. I won't tell you details because we don't have them, but you know, just
I'm not gonna tell you anything because there's none to
tell. Seriously, there is.
But this is the rumor section, so we can.
Yeah, rumor has it. There's more guests coming.
Taylor Swift is coming.
Rumor has it.
Well, I do have some.
Adele has a song. Rumor has it. I like that. Oh, speaking of that, go while you're getting these rumors prepped. I downloaded one of Adele's albums recently. I think it might have been 21 is the one I just recently downloaded.
Okay.
And
21.
Yeah, I like it. There's a lot of great songs on it. She has a potty mouth in her concerts. I've heard it. But there's a song on there, Set Fire to the Rain. Oh, man, it's beautiful. She has such a great voice. I mean, I know I'm not saying nothing till most people listen to her.
Who is this Adele?
Yeah, but I know, but she has such a soul. It's just a unique voice.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she's got that one big song. Well, she got a lot, but one of them, "Hello." That's the one that's the big one. I guess maybe not now, but it has been for months, and it's probably been out a year. But I think this is a previous album. 21's a previous album. I'm thinking, but it's really good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, a lot of songs off there I've really enjoyed listening to. But it's funny. I know we're going to get to rumors, but it's funny that album is so clean. But if you listen to her live,
start the music over.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was perfect. That was really good.
Moving on.
Yeah, I get you.
For the third time.
Oh my goodness!
No, I'll pot it down a little bit here.
So, so here comes the rumors.
So the first one is this has been on the news. So this is probably not news to most people, but there's a rumor that the iPhone 8's price may start at $1,200.
Wow!
Says a developer and blogger who closely follows Apple. Citing supply constraints and potentially massive demand for Apple's iPhone 8, Apple Watch and developer John Gruber says he thinks the entry-level version of Apple's most high-end iPhone will start at $1,200. That's more than That's more than the $1,000 figure that's been floating around recently. But still, $1,000 is ridiculous for a phone.
I agree.
I won't buy it. I'm sorry. I will not buy it if it's that much. Sorry. Even on a payment plan, I mean,
I would still like to see Apple do it just to see how many people buy it.
Oh, they will. those app, some of these fanboys and fangirls of Apple will buy it. And I'm like, really? Oh man. Anyway, so that's a rumor. And apparently there's also some other iPhone 8 issues. That this article from Mac Rumors is saying that Apple has, quote, just weeks, end quote, to solve the Apple iPhone 8 Touch ID dilemma. You know, we've been talking about this off and on last several months about, you know, they're trying to apparently build the Touch ID, the fingerprint reader, into the screen. And they're having various levels of success. And we had a rumor, I think, a week or two ago that they're going to put face recognition in lieu of Touch ID. But according to this, supply chain sources suggested that Apple had overcome those technical hurdles and that the OLED iPhone will have Touch ID integrated display. However, according to a report from KGI Securities analyst Ming-Chin Kuo earlier this month, Apple plans to replace Touch ID in iPhone 8 with a facial recognition security system. So they got to figure it out, because at some point they're going to have to say, this is it. This is the device.
Yeah.
We're going to production. I mean, you can't just turn them out overnight. I mean, you're getting against that wall. If they're going to do a fall release, they got to start making the actual devices here soon. So I don't know if I like the facial recognition in lieu of Touch ID.
The My Face, isn't that what we?
Yeah, the iFace.
My iFace, My Face.
What's your thoughts on that? Having facial recognition in lieu of...
It's going to give Samsung another thing to tout about. Like, oh, you're just now bringing that? We've had that for years.
Michael, what you think about it?
Because wasn't Samsung
Oh, I'm sorry,
the first
I wasn't
one?
listening.
Yeah, that's controversial.
Yeah, that's very controversial.
Yes, it is.
But I was going to say, is that not something that...
Yes.
Samsung was the first one to do that. Not just saying Android, but Samsung was the first one to do that, right?
It seems right. Motorola, the Moto X did it really well. I used it for a while, but I think they've almost sort of gone away.
They kind of discourage you to use it. I mean, they would rather you use a pen,
yes,
and a fingerprint,
or the what do you call? What do they call the where you draw the line?
That's basically a pen.
I mean, to connect the dot. That's not very safe.
Well, I know it's not, but you would,
because when you encrypt your phone, I don't even think they give you that option. It's a pen or nothing.
Well, that's probably true.
Because all I've ever had is a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was always silly, the little connect the dots thing. But anyway.
Well, I appreciate you making fun of how I open my phone. We'll talk about this
welcome.
later. What were y'all talking about?
I did not say that people that use it is silly. It's silly to have that as an option.
Guru, it's just a joke, man. Come on. You know what you ought to do.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Silly.
Moving on.
Hey, I've got a couple printers I need to fix too, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Here's another issue with iPhone 8. Apparently, there's some panic at Apple because they are fervently trying to fix some software problems in a device that could lead to production delays. And this is related to a feature that could possibly be delayed because of this is wireless charging. Apple is said to have been planning to implement inductive wireless charging in the iPhone 8, but rumors suggest it will be enabled through a standalone charger purchased separately. So this is citing a source knowledgeable of the situation. And the site says there's a, quote, sense of panic in the air because should the problems not be resolved, the device might ship without major features enabled. So there you go. So there's panic and weeping and gnashing of teeth at Apple right now.
Oh, shocking.
And this is an aside story. This is not really a rumor, but apparently, if you've been looking on YouTube, that Apple's got that new spaceship campus they're building. Well, some people have been taking drone footage and showing like the progress of the construction over the, I guess, year plus it's been built. Well, apparently Apple has now hired security people to monitor the areas around that campus, and if they see anybody operating a drone, they'll come over there and tell them they got to stop, and if they don't, well, they're going to call the police on them.
Yeah, they're secretive. It is their property.
It is, and the whole legality piece, and I think it's legal to operate it the way that guy was operating. There's a YouTube video.
So what if you got up in a tree on your own property that's neighboring that place, and you use a zoom camera or something.
And watched a baseball game.
I think if you operate a drone, as long as you're, I'm just saying, but I'm talking about drones. I think as long as it takes off and lands from like public property or from your property, or somewhere you have permission, you can take it. Within, you got to be able to see it, obviously, and within the different constructs of the 400 feet, and you can't be within so many miles of an airport. But this guy on YouTube that was talking about this, he had one of these videos, and he put that in there. Is they didn't put like a flight restriction. Apple needs to get with the FAA, and if they're that concerned about security, then just say it's no fly zone. Like Disney World has a flight restriction. You can't operate an aircraft from the surface to 18,000 feet around Disney. I think it's 18,000. It may be less than that. Don't quote me on that. But there's a permanent, what they call TFRs, temporary flight restriction, which is permanent, but you can't. There's a space around anyway.
Did the same thing in the Village.
But here's one more
horrible.
Here's one more rumor, and this is not Apple. Bruce.
Okay, wow.
So upcoming 2017 Google Pixel XL may feature squeezable frame for activating Google Assistant. Do you know about this?
I do.
Oh,
and an always-on ambient display.
Yeah. Whatever you say. That's very intriguing. Very controversial.
I've got a rumor.
It's very interesting.
So Google's second gen Pixel XL could feature a squeezable display, a 6-inch AMOLED display, and thinner bezels, according to information and rendered images leaked today. This was on Tuesday by the Android police.
I've got a rumor.
So you can do like the Pillsbury Doughboy with your phone. I wonder if it like go the little.
Well, HTC's already got that.
Oh.
With
I don't know.
Last one. But by September I'll have my Superbook.
Oh,
right.
Only a year late.
No,
approximately.
No,
you were going to get it in February at one time. That was the original when we talked about.
Was that the original date?
Yes,
was February.
Yes.
Well, that's okay.
It's been delayed quite a bit.
Understandably so.
Do you remember your original purchase date?
December
of last year.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be December of last. It can be this December.
Well, yeah, this December.
It's this coming December.
It was before December because you might have ordered it after we had the show, but I don't remember that. I'd have to look that episode up. I don't remember which one it was, but anywhere at any rate,
no, it's been a year ago.
Yeah, I was thinking it's back a while.
It's been a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was back in the summer, it seems like, when we had him on.
In fact, it may have been a year ago.
Yeah.
This week.
It might have been right.
This week in tech history.
So
Bruce ordered a Superbook.
Yeah, that's right. So December now is September. September.
Yeah,
we're
it's actually supposed to ship at the end of this month.
Yes.
But I don't know how that shipping, if it's by plane or by boat.
Well, I tell you,
carrier pigeon, who knows?
Right.
So
camel, horseback.
But when he gets it, we will have a review here on the Hey Techies
maybe.
Show.
I don't know how much I'll get to use it.
What are you talking about?
I bought it. I mean, just set it to the side.
Just throw it over to the side.
Yeah, no, it'll be.
Well, he can't take it to work, obviously.
Yeah, I'll take it to work. Why can't I take it to work?
Oh, okay. I just figured you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I carry my phone to work.
Yeah.
We thought it was that type of work where they make you lock your phone up when you get there.
I mean, there's restrictions. I mean, everything's monitored, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, stay with us.
Because we've got This Week in Tech History right around the corner.
HeyTechiesShow.com. Open 24/7, as long as we don't forget to pay the bill.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show.
Hawaii 5-0.
Book 'em, Dano.
Where's the 5-0?
So what was your theme for all the music?
I didn't have a theme.
Okay, it was like, because obviously that one didn't fit into it.
It takes a lot of effort to come up with a theme.
I bet.
So I only did it last week in honor of our nation's birthday. So yeah, I didn't do it this week. But I like the Hawaii 5-0 theme. So
Well, usually the last like intro song you try to
for a while there I was doing themes of movies
Yeah.
and shows, and I kind of ran out of ideas, so I just do whatever.
By the way, we also replay our shows at 1 p.m. on Sundays for the Hey Techies Rewind, and it's always a week. Well, generally right now it's a week behind, so like last week's will be this Sunday. So just FYI.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought like today's episode would play.
You really think I'm that good that I could get that done?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. Well, I could be, but I'm not.
Yeah. Again, a lot of effort into the show.
Well, it is. But now this time, every Thursday, Bruce and I, for quite some time, have taken a extreme professional risk and turned the show completely over for a period of time to the producer of the show, the Guru. And it's been very successful. It's probably one of the most successful segments of the entire show. And
says Michael.
It's the most successful segments of
I
the
know. I
entire
look
show.
forward to it.
Yes, Bruce looks forward to it. So with no further ado, here's the Guru with This Week in Tech History.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. Elvis.
So,
is
all right.
So yeah, I know this is part of the show that Bruce he gets so stoked about it.
Oh please!
Yeah.
He looks forward to it so much.
He's stoked.
I just don't like being wrong.
You're right most of the time though. So
Yeah.
I mean, why are you fearing being wrong?
Because this is hard sometimes.
So for those who may be new, I give Bruce just a date. And based on the day, it's like Jeopardy. You have to give you get the answer and you have to give the question. So it's kind of like that. So I give the date. He has to tell me what it is.
And it's tech, but man, tech could be anything.
Oh yeah, I've twisted this. I've
aviation.
I've twisted
trains.
this into a lot of stuff. I haven't done a train one yet. That's a good idea. Thanks for the suggestions. All right, so let's get on with
traffic
it.
lights.
Yeah,
he had one of the first traffic lights.
Yeah, I did.
So just any type of innovation, that is remotely tech.
Yeah, back in the day it was tech. Back in the day it was tech.
This will be an interesting one.
So, all right, you ready?
No.
Well, too bad. Your date is July the 11th, 1979. I will say the last few weeks he's guessed it before the music has run out.
No, I'm not going to guess this one.
So
79.
Yep. July 11, 1979.
Is this something obscure?
No. I could have used an obscure one, but
is this space related? Dang it, man!
I'm not giving clues.
Well, I will say, especially for tech, like man, the late 70s, early 80s.
I think you're warm. I don't know how warm you are. I think you're. I don't know what it is. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, nobody knows but me.
I'm thinking.
I keep this close to myself.
I'm thinking you're warm.
I need an answer, Bruce.
I can't.
This is only a 2-hour show.
I know.
It's only a 9-minute show right
I'm
now.
thinking it's. I cannot think of the name of the satellite, but I want to say it was a re-entry of a satellite.
How did she guess this stuff?
How
does he guess it?
I don't know.
God, what was the name of that? It was a
He gets a
communication
text.
satellite.
He gets a text on the day
And
of
of
for
course
the
it was a
preview.
communication satellite. God, what was the name of that
He's
satellite?
just putting on the show like he's getting this somehow. He's
No.
hacking my stuff.
He's hacking your brain?
No.
Yeah, because you're the only one that knows this.
No, he's hacking where I store this in the cloud.
It's that's all I can say. It was a re-entry.
Well,
of a
we're gonna
satellite.
give you credit. I'm gonna give you.
Well,
credit.
yeah, you should.
That's gracious. That
It was gracious.
So my brain is hurting. What is the name of it? I'm trying to get it out before you do. I don't know.
Yes,
it was a communication satellite.
9, 8, 7.
No, it's not a communication.
Well, all
satellite.
satellites are communication satellites.
No, it's not. This is not.
They all send back communications.
But it's not a communication satellite.
Well, it was a satellite. It was a re-entry of the. Was it? I can't remember the name of it.
Okay. It was the first American space station, Skylab, re-entered.
Skylab.
It re-entered the Earth's
Skylab.
atmosphere.
I was like,
and
you were.
And it burned up in orbit, or it burned up on re-entry.
Yeah.
After his plans to keep it up there didn't happen, and fragments of the Skylab fell around Perth, Australia, actually killing a cow.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
Al Gore's dream killed one cow.
That's what this says. But yeah, I still give you credit for that because man, it could have been anything.
Well, yeah, it could have been anything.
And it's not just you said it was a something in space, but you said it was something that re-entered.
Yeah.
That's like getting very specific. I mean, that's like telling me how to get to your house, but you just leave out where to park.
Yeah.
So so very good, Bruce. Very good.
Thank you. That was difficult. Good Lord, that was difficult.
I'll give you
We
another-
need golf clap. Golf clap.
Give you that one. That's our audience cheering you on. It's like, yeah, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce.
I'll give myself a half a point on that. I'm not gonna give myself full credit on that.
All right,
I'm really surprised you gave me.
Hey, did
credit
you
on that,
guys
to be
know
honest.
that?
You're brutal with some of
Did
this
you
stuff.
guys know that July 9th, 1981, was the birthday of Donkey Kong?
Yes, I did. And Mario.
And Mario.
And it was where they were trying to get rights to do, I think it was Popeye. They wanted to do Popeye.
Yes.
And they couldn't get rights for it, so they kind of embodied the characters of Popeye and Bluto. Was Bluto?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And I guess Princess Peach would have been. Of course, she wasn't there yet, but well, no, yeah, she was. Would have been Olive Oil.
Okay. I didn't
So
realize
the
that.
damsel in distress.
But yeah, I've never been a big gamer, so that,
But
I wouldn't know these
Mario
things.
was, I guess. Well, I don't know. Was he kind of seen as the enemy then? Were you playing the enemy? Who knows?
It was
and
a
I want to
very,
say
very controversial subject.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very controversial.
Yes. Very interesting.
Yep. Very
Yes.
interesting.
Very interesting.
I'm really surprised that you didn't pick around this time. God, what was the year? 1889. I gotta look that up. Surprised you didn't pick Tesla's birthday.
Yeah, I could have done that. You would have guessed that one too easily.
That's not really tech.
It
It's
is.
just a birthday of a person. That's
Yeah.
not, that's not tech.
1856. July 10th, 1856.
I don't know how he keeps all this in his head straight.
Because he loves Tesla.
Well, not just Tesla, all this stuff.
He loves Skylab satellites too. I mean, you know.
Well,
I don't know.
I've got something for you, Bruce.
Okay.
So apparently, this is a story from a local television station.
Yeah.
App installing malware downloaded by up to 14 million Android device users.
Nice.
At least 280,000 devices in the U.S. were affected. Malware that hijacked apps on Android-based smartphones was downloaded more than 14 million times across the globe last year. Dubbed Copycat, the adware corrupted at least 280,000 devices in the U.S. at the height height of infection.
I just don't understand these people that download these apps.
No, me either. I don't get it.
Copycat, according to a Tel Aviv-based cybersecurity firm, is, quote, a fully developed malware with vast capabilities, including elevating privileges to root, establishing persistency, and to top it all, injecting code.
Now, I wonder if this is from the Play Store, or is this something they've gotten
It's
on
where
a website?
It's where it's probably on a website, and you click, and then they tell you to go turn that setting off. Yeah, don't turn off any setting where you don't want to open yourself up to where you can download apps. I don't care how cool.
I will say this.
I don't care how cool they say the app is.
I will say this, for work, I do have to enable third party.
But you know what you're doing.
I do.
I mean, I'm not saying people don't know what they're doing, but the average
people don't know what they're doing.
The average consumer doesn't need to turn on.
Well, and I had forgot. Like after I got this new phone, I couldn't figure out. I was like, why is this one app not downloading? But it was because it was an internal to the company.
Because here's the thing. One thing,
and I was like, oh yeah, works now.
You know, we got 3 minutes. Thank you, Michael. I should be keeping up.
He
with
didn't.
this.
Go ahead.
He was signaling.
You didn't have to say it. I was just signaling it.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't multitask very well tonight. No, but
it's interesting.
You know, we've talked about Android apps are not fully vetted like Microsoft, like Apple apps.
Yes.
But they do scan them for viruses.
Yeah.
They go through the Play Store. So you should be safe from that respect. Don't say you're completely safe.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you want to be completely safe, get an Apple device. No question asked.
I wouldn't say that. If you want to be safer.
Okay.
If you want to be safer, just get a Windows device because there's no apps from the App Store.
That is a good point.
So there you go. Anyway, I
More
want to
support.
Exploited at somewhere else.
So
no support.
And
unless you've that's the hack.
And
we'll call it-
opportunity cost.
We'll call it the hack of the week. So there you go.
I don't know if that
Hack of the week.
Verizon.
Hey, what about this, guys?
What about this?
A man gets stuck in ATM, slips "Help Me" notes through the slot.
I heard about this.
I did not hear about this.
Apparently, at a Bank of America in Texas, it was the contractor was changing a lock and got stuck, and he started slipping "Help Me" notes through the slot. And apparently, most people thought it was a joke,
the ATM got
or
hacked.
like they were looking around for a
I'm on
candid camera, right?
I'm being
Finally,
punched right
apparently,
now.
someone did call the police, and officials did help.
It's like, seriously.
But now, speaking of
This ATM's hacked.
Speaking of that,
They're
what would
spitting
you
out
do?
notes.
What would be your
I'd
first
call-
reaction?
I'd
And
call
I mean, if it really happened, what would you be? What in the
I would call the
world?
I would
cops.
investigate. I'm too curious to.
Yeah,
to be
but I could see that as a candid camera episode.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that would be.
Or the whole "What would you do?"
Or if they spit out something like, "How much money do you want on a note?" What was that? How much would
Yeah,
you?
I'd slip it back. Help me. There's a cost.
Yeah, I need $2,500.
All the money that's in there.
Oh my goodness!
Spit it out.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, episode 100, guys, is pretty much in the books.
It is.
It's hard to believe. Really is.
And I will be out next week. I'll try and call in.
I think the Guru is going to be gone coming up.
No.
No, you're not going to be gone coming
No.
up anytime soon.
My plans changed, so
That's
I should be here for a little while.
Foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Well, so you'll be stuck with me and the Guru next week.
And possibly Bruce calling.
And Bruce might call, but I hope he enjoys his getaway. That is my hope.
Me too.
Make it
I just can't wait to
make it
get
a
there.
special guest host in studio. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I should
we
do
could
that.
Probably
Yeah.
try to do
Then I won't
that.
feel guilty
I
at all.
could do that. Certainly find someone
yeah.
who would fill that seat. Yeah. Well, we want to thank you all for listening. And if you've been a listener for 100 shows, I wish you would have called in. So you
And
could
say, I remember when.
You remember when Michael was deer in the headlights, probably on more than one occasion, I'm sure. Well, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So from all of us to all of you, have a great weekend.
The Hey Techies Show is produced by The Guru and co-produced by Mike Stedham. Join us again next time for another exciting installment of The Hey Techies Show. It's going to be great, maybe.